serious? What is stopping you from killing yourself? My mom would be sad. Your mom would be devastated. My mom has cancer. Recently we talked about assisted suicide if the pain overtook. And she responded with a firm no. I have been depressed for as long as I remember, played with the idea of suicide for probably 2 to 3 years. Before her cancer my excuse was I wouldn't want her to be sad and blame herself. Now that there is a giant chance she doesn't reach the end of the year, I can't imagine doing it anymore, taking the easy way out. Not being there to comfort my dad, brothers, and sisters. The off chance that one of my 2 kids will need me one day. They will. Keep your head up, if not for yourself, for them. Don't off yourself if you have kids. Even if they aren't in your life and you don't think they will need you, it 100% fucks a kid up for life. Source: my dad killed himself when I was young and I'm still not okay 11 years later. I have recently found pretty decent friends. Keep them close. I've a similar reason. I always thought that no one could help me. I isolated myself thinking that talking to someone would never make it better, but I let people in and it helped. I made so many close friends and reconnected with my old ones. I love waking up to texts from them, and I like that I've some people to give my love and care to. It's really fulfilling. The hope that someday I won't want to. It happened for me. I was surprised one day to realize that I didn't even think about it anymore. Hold on to that hope. This was me and now I am so fucking glad I stayed. My life used to be hell and now it's quite awesome. The fear that I would fail and just make my life worst. That I would botch my attempt and survive it and end up in a psych ward making myself even more miserable than I am now. Yeah, that is it with me. Right at this moment I am not in that mental place, but when I just am afraid of it not working and ending up with permanent pain or brain damage or something. That's the only reason my best friend didn't kill himself a few years ago. He was considering jumping off a bridge but was worried he'd survive it and be really messed up. That actually happened to me. I got caught and I got sent to a psychiatric hospital for about 3 weeks. I hated it at first, of course. The hospital was about an hour away from my home, so I was in a pretty unknown area, because I was under 18 and that hospital was the only hospital qualified to take teenagers. I wasn't alone in the hospital, there were other kids there too around my age, 17 at the time, and I can say that there's something comforting / nice about being around people who kinda know what you're going through and understand how serious your situation is. And therapy helped a lot as well. All in all, a psychiatric hospital isn't that bad. It's scary at first but it gets better, trust me. As someone who works in level 1 trauma centers, I have seen this way too often. Many times people in an attempt to blow their heads off manage to survive having only blown their eyes / face off. Tragic. I have in the past few months thought about going on an unsecured flat rooftop with my Oculus Quest, turning Guardian off, and just playing until, well, I either run out of battery or run out of ground. Edit, not that I would do it right now. I have a wedding coming up that is extremely stressful, nothing is triggering me. I've just had thoughts of how I would best do it, okay? In a similar vein, the pain. I constantly feel that dying would alleviate me of all the troubles of this world, but I'm too much of a wuss to do it. If I could euthanize myself legally, I'd do it in a heartbeat. It's guaranteed there's no pain. But then if I did get euthanized and it's painful, it might be too late. LOL. If you know you don't want this, please try finding a therapist to help you out and don't ever hesitate calling someone for help. You want to live, so please, do what you want and get the help to make it possible. I've seen firsthand what suicide does to friends and families. It's like detonating a bomb in people's lives. Some never truly recover. I might hate myself and struggle with suicidal thoughts, but I don't hate anyone else enough to put them through that sort of pain. Plus I have a son now, I live for him. I don't give a flying fuck about myself and intentionally make myself miserable more often than I'd like to admit. However, I have 3-year-old twin boys that I know would never recover from their mother's suicide. That's the true reason. Before they were born, it was my mother. And it still is her to an extent because I'm an only child, very close with my mom, and I know it would ruin her. Becoming a mother taught me that more than anything, that fear of losing your child. If I just took myself out like that, everything my mother has sacrificed and poured into me would be for nothing. Edit, to the kind stranger who gave me my first award, it literally made me let a little squeal of surprise / joy, so thank you. Maybe a reminder of the little joys in life? Very fitting. I've openly struggled with my mental health a lot and I know it would absolutely destroy my family if I did anything, so I get you. My wife. We currently don't live together because we can't afford it at the moment. Whole bunch of other reasons go into it, but right now, I'm miserable and stuck renting a room in a basement. I get to see her every once in a while and eventually we will live together. It's gotten bad enough that I broke down crying in Walmart yesterday. What stopped me in my tracks last time was the thought of what it would put my best friend though. I couldn't face it, couldn't bear the sadness I know that she'd feel, just the mere idea of it made me take a minute to consider what I was doing. As the best friend in this situation, believe me, she's so very thankful. One of my best friends tried to commit suicide, and I'm so happy she's still around. She's doing better too. It's hard, and her life looks different, but she's holding on and she even has some plans for the near future. It gets better, it really does. My family has been through enough already, I couldn't put them through having to deal with my suicide. Same, we have been extremely unlucky and I have 3 siblings in the grave already, and none of them ever got a chance to live. I don't see how my family could cope with the oldest of us killing himself. Yet, my family would never recover from that. My friends would be sad, too. I love them all and I can't justify putting them through that. Even if I don't think it'd be that big of a deal if I just ceased to exist, I am aware that to some of the people in my life I am the center of their universe. I feel protective over them and that stops me from destroying their lives like that. I don't think I'm depressed or anything. I just objectively don't see the point to living because in the end we all die and nothing matters. I do enjoy my life but I don't think all of this has any meaning whatsoever beyond our limited lifetime. I witnessed the aftermath of a good friend trying to kill herself. I was 13 and it was absolutely traumatizing. I realized that the easiest way for the world to destroy you is by having you destroy yourself. So I decided staying alive and becoming the best person I could be would be the most effective middle finger to this. It's still a long and hard K, but thanks to therapy and some good luck, I am finally getting out of a life cycle of OCD and depression and towards a happier life. Edit. Thank you so much, kind stranger. You took my award virginity. Not giving my parents the happiness, pride, and everything in the world that they absolutely deserve. The feeling that I never lived to begin with. Never fell in love. Not even a crush as my social anxiety forbade it. If I end it all now, my father who's a heart patient will collapse and so will my mother and I can never let that happen even if my life is fucked. My mental health is suffering and I know every day is a battle and every day I am losing. I have tried killing myself multiple times, but now I am doing much better. I always think about how my death would be a greater burden than my own existence is to the few people that care about me or are associated to me. Like even if no one cares about you and no one will cry for you, you could be a huge inconvenience to your CO workers. The guilt stops me. P.S. If you wanna talk about something I am always here.